Yo guys, what's up? It's BoyarkTube 101 here, coming at you guys today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be reacting to my friend Mason's viral video that has about 15,000 views on it that he worked really hard on, and I'm just going to be sharing my opinions on it. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I don't want to, if I think the video sucks, I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. I'm not going to make anything up just to make my friend Mason feel good. I want to be completely honest for all of my loyal subscribers. So if you guys want me to do more reaction videos in the future, comment down below what you want me to react to, or just simply say more reaction videos in the comments down below. But I would really appreciate if you guys tell me what you guys want me to react to. If I see a single comment telling me to react to a video, I'll make sure to go ahead and do that for you guys. And if you want to go ahead and support me, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Comment anything that you want to see in the future down below, and go ahead and follow me on Instagram. The link will be in the description down below. My meme page on Instagram, not my personal Instagram. It's a meme page, but you can still get to know me better too, because I always post different stories on there. And yeah, guys, without further ado, let's just get right into the video. Alrighty guys, so in today's video we are reacting to Kenny Veach and the MK Mystery by I'm Just Mason. It has 14,833 views. Alright, let's get into it, finally. Alright, so right off the bat, I'm not a huge fan of the intro. I gotta be honest. It sort of gives me like indies, like 1980s, low quality 1980s movie vibe, but it's whatever. The internet is weird. Episode 1. I like this part of the intro, the little typewriter thing, and the sound effect.
Well, here I am on my hike up here in the mountains north of Las Vegas. This is a canyon I just walked up in. Now you can't tell, but my truck is way out there by the mountains at the very, very end of this valley, and I'm looking for a cave that I found.
So, two things right off the bat. I really like his outfit for this video. He's trying to be a traveler, sort of explorer that's hiking a mountain. This looks really nice for that sort of role. I'm not sure if he was just dressing up as himself or if he was actually dressing to portray the role, but if he was trying to portray a role, this definitely looks like a hiker dude sort of role. And so I do like his outfit for this video. I believe it was a very well picked outfit. However, I don't like how he pointed out to the audience where his truck was, because that doesn't really matter to anyone in the audience. There's no sort of relevance to the video. If there is relevance to the truck later on in the video, it still doesn't matter where it is. That he could have just done a cut scene of him running to his truck. No one had to know in the beginning of the video where the truck is. So I would have probably cut that part out if I was personally filming and editing this video, but let's continue.
I didn't have a sidearm when I was here before, and something about that cave just spooked me. Out of all the caves I've ever gone in, this one just made my body vibrate. The closer I got to it, the crazier my body felt, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to go in there right now, but I'm coming back someday. It's shaped like a big M. It's a big cave that looks just like a gigantic M, and it's about as tall as I am and kind of narrow. And it's stuck on the side of a mountain. And I talked to some people on YouTube, and I told them, hey, I'm coming out here, because they kind of called my hand on it. So I don't know if there's going to be anything to it, but it might be interesting. If I can find it, I got to relocate it, and this is a big mountain range I'm in.
These clips are from a video posted on October 8th, 2014, the video being titled M Cave Hike. In short, the video documents a man named Kenny Veach, who was searching for a strange cave that he had encountered once before on a previous hike.
Oh my bad, so that wasn't actually Mason. I couldn't really tell if it was or not. It was another man, a real man by the name of Kenny Veach. So this is just more of like his commentary.
The full video and day searching for the cave in question, but finds nothing and heads home. A few months after posting this video to YouTube, Kenny informs his viewers that he's planning on heading back out to search for the cave again. and, well, no one's heard from him since. On December 3rd of 2013, a user by the name of Snakemite McGee left a comment on a YouTube video titled Son of an Area 51 Technician. In this comment, Veach explains that he's a long-distance hiker that once, while exploring an area near the Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada, found a strange cave that was shaped like a perfect M. He goes on to say that upon entering the cave, his entire body began to vibrate, and the vibrating only got worse until he left. In a different comment, he explains that he's an experienced hiker that loves thrill-seeking. He finishes the comment by saying that the M Cave experience is one of the weirdest things he's ever encountered while on a hike, and that he'd like to return one day. After various comments from other users, Kenny posts a video on the Snakemite McGee channel in which he searches for the cave. Throughout this video, we can see that Kenny likes to purposely leave himself with very little.
Is it just me, or is ground vibration sort of like common in like caves in this sort of area, to where like the ground vibrates just like a little bit? It's like constant earthquakes, but just very small ones. I don't know. That
In terms of supplies, as he enjoys the challenge.
Because this is in Nevada as well. I believe that Nevada has a problem with plates.
After spending a day of searching, Kenny comes up empty-handed and heads home, where he posts this video to YouTube. A few months later, he leaves a final comment which states that he plans to do a 3-day solo hike in which he will cover nearly 40 miles of ground. He ends the comment by stating that the area in which he's traveling is very vast and he might not find the cave at all. From there, Kenny leaves for his hike, never to be seen again. The only evidence left behind is his damaged cell phone found near the mine shaft where he started his original search video. And that's it. 6 years later, and still no one can confirm what exactly happened to the missing hiker. And as more and more time goes on without any breakthroughs in the case, it seems like we may never know what truly became of Kenny Veach.
Oh, he probably just died in a normal hiking accident, is my guess. He probably fell. He probably got cut on rocks. Something like that. Theories. Also, we're getting into the theories.
It seems like there are 3 main theories on what happened to Kenny Veach during his final
theory's
hike.
Gotta be
Let's
one
start
of
with
the
the more
main
predominant ones, and then we'll move on to the stranger ones. The first theory that many people believe revolves around the fact that Kenny was a big fan of underpreparing himself for these hikes, so much so that he would bring very little in terms of food, water, tools, and protection.
Yeah,
because
so
of these factors,
this is my theory right here, that he wasn't prepared. Something went wrong in the hike, and he just died, and they haven't found his body yet. This is my
to believe that an encounter with a wild animal or some sort of injury may have been too much for him, ultimately leading to his death somewhere out in the deserts of Nevada.
Yep.
While this theory seems very believable, it doesn't really explain the damaged cell phone that was found out where Kenny started his original hiking video, nor the fact that his body has remained unfound to this day. Another popular theory comes from someone claiming to be Kenny's girlfriend, in which an account by the name of Sharon Pilgrim left a lengthy comment almost an entire month after the hiker's disappearance. In short, the comment states that Sharon believes Kenny went to the desert to take his own life and succeeded. The comment itself goes into depth about how Kenny had struggled with depression for a very long time, quitting his job a year before his disappearance. At one point in the comment, Sharon mentioned that she asked him if he was planning to kill himself, in which he responded, "If I did, you would be okay, and they would never find my body." Finally, she concludes her comment by saying that Kenny had not brought his camera to film with him that day, and that in her mind, this is the nail in the coffin, as if Kenny had any intent on filming that day, he would have brought his camera. Overall, I believe this theory makes the most sense and has the most backing. A look at
Yeah, that theory does actually make a lot of sense. I didn't know he didn't bring his camera. He typically did bring a camera. So either way, rest in peace to him. That kind of sucks. This is another very valid theory. I didn't think of that, but now that I know that information, it makes sense.
YouTube channel proves her validity, as you can see videos of her and Kenny Veach together, which can be found nowhere else on the internet. This theory wouldn't only explain the fact that the body is gone without discovery, but also Kenny's broken phone, in which he would have destroyed and planted himself to keep authorities from tracking him. The fact that he didn't bring his camera on this expedition is a final piece of evidence that really pushes me to consider this as the most probable theory. It has the most evidence and gives us information from someone that was close to Kenny. Finally, some people believe Kenny found something that he shouldn't have. As the location of the cave seems to be near Area 51 as well as an Air Force base, many believe that Kenny was actually silenced by the government. The theory goes that the vibrations Kenny felt were actually infrasonic frequencies coming from the cave, as some speculate they are used by the government to deter those who stumble upon government facilities. While this theory does seem extremely far-fetched, it does give an explanation for the missing body as well as the broken phone, as believers of this theory state it was planted far from the cave to keep anyone searching for Kenny away from the act.
So I that gives a good explanation to why there was vibration as well, but I believe that tectonic plates is probably the reason for the vibration of the body. If he was actually experiencing that at all, it might have been very slight vibration. He might have been actually just dehydrated and shaking because of he was dehydrated, he was hallucinating because he might have gone without food or without water at that certain time. So you don't really know if he was actually vibrating or if it was more so his mind was vibrating. He was getting very dizzy because of nausea, because of being tired, because of lack of water. It's probably going to be the main one. Like dehydration is probably the biggest issue there. So his mind could have been vibrating. He could have been very dizzy individual, and he could have been shaking a lot, just physically. And that doesn't mean his body was actually vibrating because of the environment. It could have just been because of his own body. And so you really have to take that into consideration. Another problem is that the United States government would not put high-tech sort of stuff in just a random cave in nature. It's definitely going to be in military base. Like Area 51 is a military base, or they have underground like nuclear proof bunkers, like military bunkers. Well, that's still military guarded bunkers. It's not going to be some random place in nature that you're just going to stumble across the United States military. So I really don't believe that theory.
Site. Another strange piece of information surrounding the theory involves a comment that was left on the original MK video. Posted long before his disappearance, the comment in question reads, "If you find the entrance to the cave, do not enter it. If you do, it won't let you out." Considering the circumstances, this comment is definitely strange, though there really isn't enough information surrounding it to give it any kind of validity in this theory. As for the soundness of this idea as a whole, I'd say it's...
That sounds a lot like a kid that's trying to be edgy, though. Like, it definitely sounds like a more edgy comment, especially because you have to consider the fact that this was on an Explorer's page. This is on a page where a lot of people would have left comments like that. A lot of people would have been sort of like spooky, more edgy sort of commenters. So it kind of makes sense for the kind of channel that was, that a comment like that would have been left on it.
And convincing, as besides pure speculation, there really is nothing backing it. And while I'd like to say anything is possible, it just seems like there are many more believable theories surrounding the case of Kenny's disappearance. Taking a step back, I'd say the most believable theory on Kenny's disappearance would be the suicide theory. As we discussed, this theory comes off as the most believable, while also providing a fair amount of information from what I would consider a reliable source. Though at the end of the day, no body has been found, and this case is still considered cold, as no one knows what happened to the missing hiker. For the past 5 years, many have speculated on what actually happened to Kenny Veach, some even going as far to try and find the cave themselves, though nothing has been uncovered yet. And as the case begins to collect dust, it seems very likely that the...
That's weird that no one else knows the coordinates of this cave. It's just north of Vegas. So you would think north of Vegas, north of a very major city, someone would be able to find it eventually.
Cave mystery will remain just that, a mystery. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I know this is kind of a new style of content on the channel. It's just something I've wanted to try forever now.
Alright, yeah, so I definitely don't believe the government because it definitely would have been, it wouldn't have been a random part of nature. It would have been a very secluded area. You definitely would have not been able to get near the cave at all. Military stuff is either going to be in military bases or in bunkers. That's where all the military government stuff is actually going to happen. Like, under the streets of Washington, D.C., under the streets of Nevada, or underground, I should say. It's not going to be in just some random cave. It's not going to be in any cave. It's going to be in man-made, secure location. So I don't really believe the government theory at all. I believe it might have been suicide. It might have been an accident. I don't really think this case matters a whole lot. And yeah. I think I kind of wish it would have been a more interesting video for a whole, like, investigation to this. I think there could have been, I think there's more interesting investigations out there. I'm not going to lie, but I still enjoyed his commentary on it. I think he does a really good job at commentary. And yeah, guys, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to him. The link will be down in the description down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.